In a quiet and picturesque village, nestled at the foot of towering mountains, life flowed at a slow and peaceful pace. One day, under the shade of a magnificent cherry tree in full bloom, a young man, burdened with doubts and frustrations, approached a wise monk. The young man was searching for clarity, for answers to questions that had weighed heavily on his mind for a long time. The young man sat down before the monk, his face showing a mix of frustration and exhaustion. "Master," he began, "I have been working tirelessly for so long, climbing the mountains of life. Yet, I feel stuck. I've achieved things, but now I hesitate. Should I even try to reach for more? What if I fail? What if everything I've worked for is lost?" The Zen master opened his eyes with a calm and reassuring smile. "Sit down," he said softly, motioning for the young man to join him. His voice carried a serenity that seemed to silence the world. "Let me share with you a story about mountains, courage, and the steps we take in life." The monk began his tale. Many summers ago, a group of enthusiastic travelers arrived in this village. They were drawn here by the allure of Mount Zenshu, a mountain famed for its breathtaking views. They were excited, ready to challenge themselves, and dreaming of the beauty they would find at the summit. As the travelers reached the base of the mountain, their excitement turned to surprise. The place was bustling with people, other climbers, tourists, and adventurers. The mountain, they thought, would be a serene escape, but instead, it felt like a crowded marketplace. Many were disappointed, unsure if the climb would still hold meaning. One traveler named Taro, however, wasn't discouraged. As he gazed at the horizon, he noticed something extraordinary, a distant peak, untouched and tranquil, rising above the clouds. He pointed and said, "Look over there. That peak looks so serene and untouched. Wouldn't it be incredible to climb there, away from the crowd, to find peace and beauty?" The others hesitated. They warned Taro about the dangers of the climb, saying it was too risky, too difficult, and not worth the effort. But Taro didn't listen. He felt a pull, a calling to see the world from that quiet, distant peak. Determined and undeterred, he set off alone, leaving behind the comfort of the familiar and the safety of the crowd. 3 hours later, after a grueling and solitary climb, Taro reached the summit. The journey had tested his resolve, but the reward was beyond anything he had imagined. The air was crisp and pure, the views stretched endlessly, and the silence was a gift. A small group of climbers, who had also made the journey, greeted him warmly, sharing in his sense of accomplishment. Curious, Taro turned to one of the other climbers and asked, "Why are there so few people here? Surely, if they could climb the crowded peak, they could make it here too." The climber smiled and said, "It's not about ability. Most people are satisfied with what is easy and safe. They fear the unknown and avoid the risk of losing what they already have." In life, it's easy to stop at the first summit, to settle where the path feels familiar. But the most rewarding journeys often lie just a little further, past the point where most people stop. With a little more courage, a little more effort, we can rise above the crowd and see the world from heights we never imagined. Keep climbing, and keep striving for your next peak.